Hello everyone, Dr. Mark here again, and today I want to talk to you all about the 5 best African dog breeds I have worked with. There are others, but the 5 I talk about in this video are usually available in the United States. Most of the dogs I met during my years in Africa were of the mixed breed variety, and among most village dogs, there is no selection for the best. The best is just the dog that did not die of distemper or worms. There are several good breeds of purebred dogs native to Africa though. Some of the great African dogs in this video are sighthounds, some of them are scenthounds, and some of them are just good old hounds. Each of these breeds is discussed in detail in the sections that follow. Before I give some more of the details on these fine animals, I want to discuss my Ask a Vet columns. I have a column and answer questions from pet owners on yourpetsathome.com and pethelpful.com. Not all problems can be solved over the internet, of course, since some dogs will need a physical exam and laboratory work. If you have a problem that cannot be solved, however, or need some advice on some alternative treatments, or are just looking for a second opinion on how your dog is being treated medically, just let me know and we will try to help. I will give you the best answer I can, but please make the question as detailed as possible and include any pictures you can as well as the dog's age and breed. There is no charge for asking a question, and great articles on health, nutrition, training, and home care are already available on both of those sites. One of those articles just might answer your questions. If you find this information on this video helpful, please give it a like. It helps the YouTube algorithm decide if the information is useful, and they will send it to other viewers that are interested in dogs. If you need this information, please subscribe to my YouTube page. You will find plenty of videos on choosing dogs, and I will post more videos on saving money on heartworm prevention, some home tips to take care of skin problems, and how to make affordable homemade dog food. If you have any ideas for videos you need to help your dog, just drop a comment here and I will get on it as soon as possible. The Azawak is not an easy dog to find, but it's definitely one of my favorites. This sighthound is a desert dog used to hunt gazelle but also kept to act as a livestock guard dog. The dog is tall, about 70 centimeters or 28 inches at the shoulders, and thin, usually less than 25 kilos, with a thin skin and short red or fawn coat. These dogs are originally from the southern Sahara or sub-Saharan Africa, where Tuareg keep them around their villages to guard goat herds and hunt. They usually do so in a pack, unlike most sighthounds. Azawak like to run, of course, and in a pack, they seem to be that much happier. In addition to hunting together, they sleep in packs, have a social hierarchy similar to wolf packs, and are nervous around strangers and anything new. They will attack as long as they have a pack to back them up. The breed is very healthy, and owners really only need to worry about physical injuries. Azawak only come into heat once a year, and most have small litters. They live about 12 years and are admired for their fine gallop, speed, and ability to withstand heat that would kill a dog like a greyhound. Most of the Azawaks outside of Africa are in France, so they are much harder to find than Basenjis or Rhodesian Ridgebacks. The families in Africa do not sell them for export, but you might find a breeder at a dog show in the United States. The Rhodesian Ridgeback is a big African breed. They weigh 30 to 40 kilos or 70 to 85 pounds, was developed in South Africa from European and native breeds. The Khoikhoi tribe also had a dog, maybe the Afrikanes, with a length of hair on the back growing in the reverse direction, and this breed was probably crossed with bloodhounds, foxhounds, greyhounds, and Great Danes to make the Rhodesian Ridgeback. Some fanciers consider this breed a scenthound since that is how they tend to hunt in the brush. Others consider them sighthounds since they are related to greyhounds and do so well in coursing competitions. A third contingent views them as wagon hounds since they are multi-purpose hunting and guard dogs. It really doesn't matter. They can also be considered primitive dogs, since they are related to the native Khoikhoi dogs, or cur dogs, since they also drove livestock. In addition to problems like hip dysplasia and bloat, this breed has some unusual health issues because of the ridge on its back. Some dogs are born with a defect called dermoid sinus, which is like a sterile abscess under the skin that has to be surgically removed. Some puppies are born without a ridge at all, and they cannot compete in dog shows. Since these dogs are so powerful, they do need to be socialized and obedience trained. The Rhodesian Ridgeback lives about 10 or 11 years, and during those years, they make excellent companions. The Basenji is a small dog, only about 11 kilos, or 24 pounds, and might be the oldest pure African dog breed. They are the best-known African dog for several reasons. They do not bark, but they do have a howl or yodel. They only come into heat once a year, unlike most breeds, which do so every 6 months or so. Basenjis also have an unusual twist to their tail, a unique squint, and a personality different from most domestic dogs. This might also be the most ancient dog breed and not just that in Africa. They were probably descended from Asian wolves but have lived in Africa for thousands of years, driving game into nets and working with human hunters for much of that time. Basenjis are not as healthy as some other African dogs but have fewer problems than many of the purebreds from Europe. Some of them are prone to retinal atrophy, PRA, hypothyroidism, and Fanconi syndrome, a kidney disease. There is now a test available for this disease so that it can be identified early and maybe even eliminated from the Basenji population. Basenjis live about 13 or 14 years. They can be great companions but have a high prey drive and may not get along with other animals, cats, rabbits, pocket pets, parrots, etc. In another article, a Basenji fancier commented that they are notoriously stubborn, easily bored, and destructive as soon as your back is turned. What a great dog! The Borbo is a large dog from South Africa, was bred to guard homesteads against lions and other large predators. They may be part bullmastiff, part mastiff, and part native African dog. No one is really sure what was involved, but the dog that exists now is large and powerful. Borbo are usually fawn, red, or light brown with a short coat and a black mask. They have blocky heads and muscular bodies that look built to handle any situation. Like any giant dog, they have to be trained on how to handle that weight. Socialization is important if the dog is going to accept family members and strangers, and adequate exercise is important to keep them from getting bored and becoming destructive. They are healthy for big dogs. They get up to about 65 kilos, or 150 pounds, but can have hip dysplasia, eyelid problems, and a few less common diseases. Borbo typically live about 10 years. If you are looking for a great family guard dog, they are one of the best. The Saluki is a native African sighthound is from the north of the continent. Research has found that the Saluki is related to the Azawak but not the Saluki. Fanciers in Morocco do not really accept this and believe the dog has a noble origin. None of the veterinarians I worked with in the Ministry of Agriculture in Morocco accept this breed as a relative of the Azawak. All believe the dog is related to the Saluki and other hunting dogs of the Mid-East, perhaps imported with the Arab migration. This breed may have come through Egypt or Ethiopia on its way west. Nowadays, they are used for hunting gazelle, and a few people still count on them guarding the home. Unlike the Azawak, they do not work as livestock guard dogs since the Berbers have another breed that serves this purpose, the 80, or Kelbrihali. Sluffies have less muscle than greyhounds and whippets and are usually sandy or reddish and sometimes brindled. They don't have very much white and are an attractive sight with their light gait, thin bodies, and natural colors. Like a lot of native purebreds, the Saluki is not prone to many genetic diseases. Some dogs do have retinal atrophy, PRA, but there is now a test for it, so it might be eliminated. There is not much data about life expectancy, so it is probably about as long as the Azawak, although some sites say dogs live to be about 15. If you find one of these dogs, they do not make the best companions in an apartment, but they can do well in a country house where they have more room to exercise. I doubt many of you are going to be able to find this dog, so if you want a hunting dog, the Basenji is a much better choice. If you are set on a sighthound, the Afghan hound is great, and rescue greyhounds are usually already crate trained and make excellent apartment dogs. There are several good African dog breeds that I did not include here. The Abyssinian Sand Terrier is a small to medium-sized dog from East Africa, is hairless and may actually be the forebear of the Chinese Crested. They are small, usually gray or black, and usually only a little over 10 kilos, about 25 pounds. Like all hairless dogs, they do not do well in cold areas, and like many African dogs, they are hard to find. The Afrikanes is a type of native pariah breed that has been around the southern part of Africa for thousands of years. They are pretty healthy, but unlike the Rhodesian Ridgeback, which may be one of their descendants, they are difficult to find outside of their native country. The Adi is a type of sheepdog found in the Atlas Mountains of Morocco. They are hard to find outside of Morocco. I had one of these dogs back in the 80s and he was a good guard dog but had the energy of a blue heeler and did not do well if confined. I've worked with several of these dogs and they are a fine working breed, but I do not consider them among the best because they did not seem suited to domesticated life. The Coton de Tutelar is a very small dog of African origin, and the only choice if you want an African dog breed but need a very small pet. They may have been brought to Africa by sailors. They are similar to the Maltese in size and looks, but many owners report that they are a lot more intelligent. If you are interested in owning one of these African dog breeds, you should check with your local animal shelter and find out if the dog you are looking for is there. Dogs will sometimes lose their homes after a move, and you will never know if you do not check. You can also check petfinder.com. They keep a listing of dogs available in animal shelters in your area and far away. Find out if the dog you want is available. If you don't have any luck, you can try rescue groups or visit a dog show if you want a Basenji. Talk to some of the breeders you meet and find out what is available. For the other breeds, you will need to search for breeders over the internet, but do not buy without going and visiting your new puppy. Whatever you do, don't buy from a pet shop. You will be supporting a puppy mill and your new puppy may end up having behavioral problems and house training issues. Thank you for watching. I am a veterinarian with over 40 years of experience with dogs and cats, exotics, poultry, and livestock of many types. If the information in this video was helpful, please give it a like so that it can reach more viewers, and if you know any other dog families that need to know this information, please share it. Be sure to subscribe too if you want more information on dog health issues. If you prefer to read this information, you can find my articles at pethelpful.com. If you have any health problems with your dog and need some information, please contact me at my Ask a Vet column at pethelpful.com or askavet@yourpetsathome.com.